Thanks so much. Oh, nothing like Boston. Actually, I'm in Connecticut. The 24/7 deal with Dunkin' out here is just lovely. I gotta live out here someday. So it's about 4:50 a.m. and we'll be in Salem in 2 hours. But I got up after that catastrophe of trying to find a room last night. Ended all the way up Connecticut. It's the first time ever staying in Connecticut in my life. I didn't see much of it, but I did get to go to a Dunkin' here. So the coffee's good, so we're good to go. Super excited. There'll be Halloween stuff going on here in Salem, and I will definitely let you guys see what downtown Essex looks like today. All the cool Salem stuff. I'm having a great time. Yesterday was hard, but today will be much easier, hopefully. Okay, so we're about 20 miles outside of Massachusetts, still in Connecticut. We're on the walk, on the run, at a rest stop here. We've stopped here many times, but I want to show you something. This is why the New England is the best. Check that out. They got cider and donuts here at the rest area. That's just awesome. This is so cool. Colors out here are vibrant. It's really still pretty early in the morning, but if you look across the street, I don't even know if the camera will capture this or not. This has been so much fun. Yesterday was hard. I didn't like that at all. Let's go over here, guys. These trees over here are just completely vibrant. Yes, I know, right? Right? Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, let me have it. It's so pretty. I gotta clean up poop. I don't mean to keep stopping at rest stops, but I had to stop at this one. It's my favorite rest stop anywhere. It actually has one of the house mock-ups from that era of the witch trials, and I wanted to show it to you guys because that's just friggin' awesome. And this is here at the rest stop, and I think you can go in and maybe do a tour. They're not open right now, but they got apple picking at this one, and gosh, just everything that you could possibly want. So I want to show you that because it is really, really cool. God, I love New England. Oh, I'm so happy to be here. Oh boy, I wish I could bring you all with me. So here I am in Boston. I had to stop and get my favorite sandwich here, or with the new deal fruit stand here in Boston. It's just fantastic. I'm so excited. Hey, 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 stop barking at people. Get in there. We're pretty excited to be back. I gotta tell you, they made my favorite sandwich. The problem is I'm on the verge of pancreatitis. I know that I am. I can feel it. I feel sick and I hurt all the time. But even if I get a bite of it, it'll be worth it. So happy to be back in Boston, Salem. Oh my gosh. This has been fantastic. I highly recommend you come out here, and this is just outside of Salem, about 12 miles. It's super good. I got the turkey and Swiss, which is about the lightest thing I could probably eat. I would get that anyway right now. You barking about? I will karate chop you 16 times. You look threatened. Well, we made it to Salem, Massachusetts. Super excited to be here, and I wanted to stop and show you guys something because I don't think I'll be coming back over here. And I know you're super excited to be standing in a Walgreens parking lot, but this Walgreens is very, very significant to the 1692 witch hysteria, because not only did they bring the accused here to get their prescriptions filled, they brought them back there, the real Gallows Hill. Right back here is the real Gallows Hill, where the 19 accused were hung up. Right up there. We've been back there. We've seen some stuff. I think Dr. Letha was with me when we saw that guy in a Puritan robe real quick right before I took a photograph of him. And when I did take the photograph, what happened was my picture was in a blurry. All the rest are normal except for that particular photograph. That was a couple years ago. The funny thing about it is when you're downtown over there doing the Salem tours, they used to try and tell you that the Gallows Hill was in different areas, and I always knew it was here. Ever since I've come here, I knew it was here, and I knew it was here because of particular, right behind all of this right here are houses that are literally sit on this hill. And all these research and all these years, they talked about, because they didn't know where Gallows Hill was. They were like, wow, it's over here, and there used to be a river right here. And there did used to be a river right here. But they had a hard time proving that and showing that on old maps and things like that, old ways of doing things. So the funny thing about all of this was, the one thing that gave it away for me for years ago was the houses that sat here. They had talked about, you know, when they first built houses over 100 years ago, kids looking out their back window and seeing sad people hanging from a tree. There's always been houses back here since they built this up a couple 100 years ago, and it's always been the same story with kids. I knew that this was it. I would get in arguments with tour guides over here in Salem, because I like to listen, and I always brought this place up. Oh, no, this isn't it. This isn't the real one. Well, it really is the real one, and they end up putting a marker over here, and we're going to walk over there and take a look at that right now. Oh, and they have motorcycles too. All right, Holly, thank you. We're going to go take a look at the markers. So like I said, this really is it. This is where the Gallows Hill was, up in there. I'm not sure if you can see on this video. I can see it through my eyes here. There are houses, obviously, right here. We're going to go over to where they finally put the dedication. Now, what confused everybody was because there is no waterway here. But back in 1692, there was, and they couldn't find old maps proving that. The reason that they thought there was a river here is because it was said that the accused who passed away here were not thought of enough to give them a proper burial. They threw them in the river, and a lot of the loved ones would come and collect their loved ones at night via boat or a little raft, via some sort of little boat, canoe, something like that. And they took Rebecca Nurse home, but you know, they weren't allowed to do that. That was illegal because these were obviously witches, and they were not thought of enough to be given a proper burial. So, you know, some just rotted there. Some people came and got their loved ones. But this is what they finally erected for them. This monument, because it was right back up in there where they were hung. And like I said before, there's all these houses here, and kids for years, hundreds of years, ever since this became a development, have talked about seeing sad people hanging from trees right back here. These are the 1692 accused. And everybody always talks about the witches. They even have a show on travel right now called The Witches of Salem, which bothers me because there were no witches in Salem. They were called the accused. I mean, they are the accused. They were not witches. They were just Puritans in the wrong place at the wrong time. It goes in order this way, like this. So I wanted to stop and show you guys this because it is significant. It means a lot. I love Salem dearly. Uh-oh. You got to think about motorcycles. She thinks it's an unruly cow. You see that? They got a warning sign up now because people be climbing up in here, seeing what's up there. Not that I've ever done that. I would know nothing about all that. So anyway, that was really cool. I wanted to share that with you guys. There's some witches out on the town getting ready. Yeah. So here we are, finally in downtown Salem. I'm over at the wharf. I'm standing in front of my favorite restaurant here in Salem. In my opinion, is the best. They just moved locations, called Finn's. They got the best. They pull lobster right out of that canal right over there. Oh, look, the Friendship is back. It's very as voluptuous as it usually is with all the sales, but it's back anyway. So I want to show you it's all shops down here. Lori Bruno used to be down here. She was the famous Witch of Salem. And Lori Cabot, I think, still has her shop right over here, I think. She is supposedly a descendant directly of the Cabots in Salem. We're gonna go take a look over here. It's such a pretty day. I'm glad I get to share it with everybody. Come on, guys. Come on, Holly. Down on Essex Street, which is the main thoroughfare, is absolute insanity. We can go look over there if you want to. Like you're gonna answer and be like, no, Joe, we care not to do that. I'm sorry. I talk to you like you're friends and like you're here with me. But we will take a look around. I'll show you more shops and cool things, but I wanted to show you the harbor This is the Salem Sound. There's the bunghole. I believe they even sell shirts that say I got it in the bunghole, which cracks me up. A bunghole is a hole in a cask of liquor. I get that shirt, but I think it's a little extreme. Brody Seaport. Good memories there, good food most of the time. We're gonna cut down here and avoid a lot of this headache. Okay, I need you to stop that. Gotta be good girls. Site of the Halloween ball we go to every single year. Nothing like it there, man. You need to bring your A game. You cannot come in a Walmart costume there. You've got to really put thought into that. It is really awesome. You'll definitely, that's like a bucket list thing. You know, they do those 10 things you should do before you die. This is definitely one of them. This is also the site of one of the Bewitched episodes where she comes to Salem. Samantha and Darren come to Salem, and a lot of the ghost investigation groups have been here, including Lost and Paranormal. So that's pretty awesome. We're gonna head down Essex. It looks great. Together, guys. Wow. A lot more than I expected today. I took my pumpkin suit, put a crown on them. That's blasphemy. I'm pretty sure that's copyright infringement too.
That's adorable. Yeah. You gotta, I have one.
I wish I was feeling better. I would definitely get one. I never understood balloon art.
Adorable.
Thank you. Jason? Something?
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
I've caught them, but let's find us done it again. Here we are.
They have the drink water in this little bowl.
Lots of black hats.
Show the bracelet.
Which city mall?
Let's sit down and find
Emo or Elmo or whatever his name is. Come on over here, guys.
I don't think you know what's that region. Okay.
It's the front entrance.
My personal favorite CVS of all time. They always have great Halloween stuff in there. Maria and I one time had Dracula fangs made. I think I still have one fang. Not sure where the other one went. I will definitely do this again when there's less people. Tomorrow's Monday. It won't be so crazy anymore.
Mommy's gotta get some cash.
But for all you Hocus Pocus fans, you want to take a look down here. I put a spell on you That was the site of the Halloween ball that they were at when she sang I Put a Spell on You. Nightmare Gallery is awesome. It's really cool. They don't allow cameras in there though. I'd show you. They got some cool stuff in there, stuff I desperately need. Well, that's a cool looking thing. Rockefellers. We were asked to investigate there upstairs. We could never work out a time because the bar closes at 2. And they reopened for something super early. So there was like a real short window of time. But all this land over here was Bridget Bishop's apple orchard. And her restaurant, or not her restaurant, her field back over there is Turner Seafood. That was a good restaurant. That's where they have a lot of activity. If you watch any of you can Google it right now, any ghost activity at Turner Seafood or Church Street, Bridget Bishop, well, you'll find a lot of stuff on that. Way too many people here today, but kind of what I expect. It's Halloween time. Here's the back side of the old town hall that I mentioned that they were filming the outskirts scenes of the Halloween ball in Hocus Pocus. But little known fact, Lost and Paranormal was the first ever to be granted access to go inside there and investigate. We got to do it twice. And we actually ended up speaking to one of the accused. I think it was Betty Paris. And I remember Maria was talking to her and she picked up that she just wanted it all to stop and to people to stop asking questions about it and to move on so that her soul could move on. So pretty interesting stuff, pretty cool. I hope you guys are having fun in my fair city. It's not really mine, but I do believe that they should give me a crown and make me king of it. I turn things around. Boy, this town would rake in the cash because it'd be Halloween 24/7, 365. None of this summer's off nonsense. We'd be raking in the cash. We'd have cool stuff. What if this is a ghost tour or something? Seems like it. History tour or something. I'm gonna show you the Bearing Point Cemetery before I head back to the van. Probably crazy busy. Behind me is Red's Sandwich Shop. This is the best place for breakfast, in my opinion, in the entire US. It always wins awards for best breakfast. It's only open until 3 o'clock. I highly suggest if you're in Salem, stopping by here. The line outside already, it's awesome. Man, you don't want to. Bearing Point Cemetery, second oldest cemetery in the US. I think there's one up at Marblehead that is older than this. I forgot they were doing renovations because it was collapsing in on itself. That restaurant right back there on the corner, right back there, has had issues with caskets pushing through their walls, so they say. I think that's a bunch of nonsense. A lot of people believe that this is where the witches were buried. Well, first off, they weren't witches, they were the accused. And second off, they weren't, because as I told you guys in the other part of the story, that they didn't think enough of them to give them a burial. They just tossed them into the river. You know, I gotta say this to you guys. Jack and Holly do not bring out the good in people, they bring out the weird in people. People flip out. It is so strange. I don't get it. I like cute dogs too, but man, I don't need to revert back to being 6 years old and biting my fingers. If by chance you're wondering how I really travel and the dogs really travel, this is it. Via wagon. Their preferred method. Thank you for flying, Air Dad. Please back up. Here is America's oldest candy company. 1806. They have fantastic sour pumpkins when they decide to make them, and that's not every year, but they are the best. Right here, I don't know if we can see it, is the House of the Seven Gables, just like the book. It's right back there. I don't think that we'll be able to get back there because it is packed, so I'm going to show you that. They do an awesome Spirit of the Gables show, but they only do it on the weekends in October. It's fantastic. It's a lot of fun, usually, as long as the actors are into it on Halloween night. If they have a showing then, the actors are pretty much burnt out and want to get out of there, which is too bad because I do feel that you need to give her, you know, people pay to come see this. You need to give a performance every single time, no matter what. And also, on top of the fact, man, what if there's a producer in the audience who would have discovered you had you given all your gold, you know? So anyway, doesn't matter, just my ramblings. But I will say this, somewhere in this vicinity is the house that Damaria and Joe stay at when we're here. No place like it, although I did not get to get it this trip. We are gonna be, oh my gosh. Yeah, just like I said, it's usually packed. So real exciting. I wanna try that coffee, the Boston Bean. Diane, if you're watching this, have you ever had that? I'd like to try it, but they don't sell in the K-Cups, and I don't have a regular coffee machine. And I don't want one either. I like the K-Cup thing, it's much easier. So pretty cool. Wanted to share this with you. A lot of motorcycles here today, I'm not sure why. So anyway, that is my fair town. I will redo this with Maria shopping. I will redo this when it's a little less crowded. It's Sunday on a Halloween October weekend, so of course it's crazy busy. But I've enjoyed talking to you guys, and I will continue this fair tour as the days go on. But I finally got here. I wanted to share it with you guys. Hopefully you're liking the videos. I hope they're not too boring. I was just talking to Maria about that. I was like, man, I'm just filming me. You know, the only difference is I'm putting a camera in front of my own face, but I do the same thing. Stop at the rest areas, talk to myself, and talk to the dogs. So hopefully it's not too stupid. If it is, please tell me. I don't want to continue doing these and everyone's like, God, that guy's stupid. How arrogant of him to think anyone wants to see him. I don't. I just thought it'd be interesting because a lot of weird stuff happens to me. And thus far, nothing weird really has happened in this videos yet, but y'all never know. So I gotta tell you, super excited. Checked into the hotel in Danvers. We'll be staying in Salem for the week starting tomorrow, but I needed a place to go. Super nice. And as soon as I got in here, something strange started happening. And maybe you can hear it right now. The radio kicked on by itself. It was not on when I came in, and it wasn't on until I started trying to talk to you. Hello? I gotta tell you, this area right here back in Danvers is where the accused were taken. This would have been called Salem Town or Salem Village back then, and they would have been taken into Salem Town to be basically, you know, tried and, you know, and that's it. There's not much to it other than that. They were tried, but they were going to be found guilty no matter what. Danvers has had a lot of really strange, there's a lot of woods around here. I don't think you can see it over here, back there maybe. And they have a lot of issues. There was one video that I saw somebody posted of some creature out in the woods back here in Danvers, and they call it a rake. If you don't know what that is, look it up. It's pretty intense. Scary stuff. And every time I stay over here or over at the Best Western, strange stuff happens. That is shut off, as you see, on its own now. Not making that noise. I don't know. So anyway, I think this is probably where I got to wrap it up today. I'm not feeling so hot, and I do want to lay down. It takes hours to upload this stuff anyway. So thank you guys for following me on my trip to Salem. I will still do my daily stuff. Marie will be in some of these. We've had a lot of fun. It's been a long, long trip. But thank you for following. And if anything breaks and anything goes spooky and crazy, I'll definitely post it. Quick, I wanted to show you that it is in the off position when that thing started kicking on. I couldn't show you in the other video just a second ago. But I did want to show you that because that's crazy. Something always happens when I'm in Danvers. And I got to be honest with you, I kind of feel like Danvers has like this bad energy. And I know everybody, the night team, were hung over in Salem town, or Salem as we know it today. But it always seems like the bad stuff happens over here. I don't know if there's a curse on the land or what, but it's just kind of strange. So anyway, I definitely wanted to show you that. It was in the off position. It kicked on and off by itself.